So the reason these two lines looks very different, although they share the exact same index code, is because a measure has a defining feature called a future context. So this future context works through a mirror, okay? So mirror can be a chart like this, can be a graph, can be a map, can also be a table. We talked about, constructing mirrors in the early part of this course. So we can have different type of mirrors. But for each mirror, there's gonna be a particular data point. When we look at one particular data point, this data point is gonna serve as a filter. All right. For example, if we are looking at this point, which is May 2023, this particular data period, May 2023, is gonna serve as a filter to affect how this measure process this historical daily data set. Okay, so let's look at the definition of this measure. We are still using this index function, and this index function is going to work on this data set called historical daily. In general, historical daily is a big data set which covers a lot of different days, right, for Apple. Okay. However, once this whole definition is put into a measure, it's going to be affected by the particular data point we're looking at in a zero. Okay, so again, if we're looking at May 2023 in this zero, the index function is going to only process part of this historical daily data set, a subset of this data set, which is only related to May 2023. All right, next, when we move to another data point, say June 2023, then this index function is going to work on part of this historical daily data set related to June 2023 only. All right. So when we move across this chart, when we move across different months in this chart, that particular month we are focusing on is going to work as a filter to affect which part of the data this measure is going to work on. The measure is only going to work on a particular subset of the data related to the future context of a particular data point we're looking at on the zero. Okay, so well, it's a little bit confusing concept, but you will see how powerful it is. So because in a zero, excuse me, in this zero, this measure of LastAdjustedClose is going to change which part of this historical daily data is going to process. We can use different months as a future context to influence how this measure is going to show up for different time period. All right. So as I said, for May 2023, this particular data period is going to serve as a filter so that in this measure, Power BI is only going to work on data related to May 2023. So in this case, the index function is going to look at data in May 2023, and it's going to take the last trading day of that month, May 2023, okay? Previously, in that calculated column, the index function is going to look at the entire data set of historical daily and pick the last trading day from that data set. Now, instead, because now we have a future context, well, the future context tells Power BI, no, because now you're working on a measure, you cannot look at the entire data set. You should apply the future context first on this data set before you can calculate the value for this measure. Okay, so basically, for any particular point on this x-axis, again, if we're standing at May 2023, then this mirror is gonna first filter this historical daily data set to only look at the data related to May 2023. Then this index function is gonna work on data related to May 2023. In this case, the index function is gonna take out the last trading day in May 2023 and return that value as the value for the last adjusted close measure. Okay, so in this case, the measure last adjusted close is going to take the value of the adjusted close price for Apple on the last trading day of May 2023. Okay, so that's why you have this 176.11. That's the last adjusted close in May 2023. Next, when we move to the next month, June 2023, again, this particular time period on the x-axis is going to work as a future context. So in this case, this mirror is going to use the index function to process the historical daily data set. However, before it processes this data set, the future context is going to be applied on this data first. So now Power BI is only looking at June 2023 in historical daily data. And the index function is going to retrieve the last trading day for June 2023 related to Apple. So then the return value is going to be the adjusted close price in the last trading day of June 2023 for Apple. So that's why here on this graph, on this view, you see corresponding to June 2023, the last adjusted close is going to be 192.72. Okay, that's adjusted close for the last trading day in June 2023. Okay, so this process will keep moving. When we have a view, we have different data points, we have different dates. Okay, so for each date, for each month, basically in this case, this particular month is gonna work as a future context. It's gonna filter the original data before it's being processed by the mirror. Okay, so in this mirror, the original data is this historical daily data. Okay, so for each month, this historical daily data is going to be filtered such that only that month's data is going to be worked, okay, by this mirror. So by the end of the day, this way of kind of filtering the original data based on which particular period we are working on this mirror will enable the mirror to show the last trading day for each particular month. Okay, so the adjusted close for the last trading day for each particular month is going to be reported on this mirror. So you see this dark blue line which fluctuates because, yes, we are not looking at the last trading day of this entire data set. We are looking at the last trading day for each particular month. So that's why for each month, well, you have a different adjusted close. That adjusted close is just the adjusted close on the last trading day for that month. When we move on to the next month, you're going to look at the adjusted close price for the last trading day of the next month. Okay, so that's why you can see a changing pattern of those adjusted close.